Hey guys, it's time to get another project going on here in the shop. And this is Project Bastard. Why is it Project Bastard? Well, I've been gathering parts for the last couple years to build myself an Indy. I've built quite a few vintage, pre-1980 vintage sleds out of gathering parts and building custom vintage sleds. Now, I'm finally going to build myself a custom classic Indy sled. I've been putting together parts on the shelf, been buying them here and there over the last couple years, probably 4 years. I just been keeping my eye out for the right part. And it all started with this hood. This hood right here, Forest Lake Motorsports. Here in Minnesota, there was a couple key players back in the 80s and 90s, and a couple of them are still key players. Marv Jorgensen's one of them, Chopper City Sports. I've bought sleds from Marv. I've bought parts from Marv. I've even bought boat motor parts from Marv back in the 90s. Marv Jorgensen, I think, is the world's fastest guy on a snowmobile. He holds world records. But the guys out at Forest Lake Motorsports were competing side by side with Chopper City Sports. And when I seen this hood come up for sale on vintage sleds, I had to have it. It was $40. I'm like, I gotta have that hood. It's pinstriped and it says Forest Lake Motorsports on it. It sits with me. I love it because it's back in my day when I first really got into snowmobiles back in the 80s and early 90s. And I remember these guys. And when I seen this hood for sale, I had to have it. I'm like, I'm gonna build an Indy with this hood. And I bought a chassis. It's a 92 RXL SKS chassis because I wanted to build an SKS. I've had them in the past. I've had XLT SKSs. I've had Ultra SKSs. It's like, if I'm going to build an Indy, I want to build an SKS. And the SKSs don't have a very aggressive lug track. I think it's like 0.875 or something like that, but that's fine. It's just going to be for trail riding, not deep snow riding. I'll put some studs in it, stuff like that. Some of the things I'm going to do to it are going to be, I'm taking all the suspension apart here yet, taking everything off. I'm going to powder coat everything. I'll keep the trailing arms black. All the suspension pieces are going to go into red. I have a 96 RXL 650 motor that's going to go in it, and I have carbs that are going to go on it. So it's going to be a carbed motor. I have a set of triple pipes sitting down here. I'm going to bring them in, get them sandblasted and ceramic coated in silver. So those will be just bling. I got to have that. I mean, if you're going to have something like this, you got to be able to open up the hood and just have bling underneath. And when you ceramic coat your pipes, that is just pure bling. And this hood, I suspect it came off of a sled that was already piped because some of this up here is massaged open and I can feel underneath it's been kind of shaved down and stuff. I think the clear pipes, so it's perfect. There's pipes going back underneath this hood again. It's going to be just pure awesome. I'm getting so excited about building this sled. I have other projects going on. We got Project NASCAR here that I had to step away from. That thing massively has frustrated me. Charging. I cannot seem to make that thing charge. And I have replaced everything in there. I finally just like, you know what? I got to walk away from that thing. I'll get back to it. I'll come back one day and find one wire that isn't on or something, whatever it is. But I had to finally just walk away from it. You get to that point sometimes, you just get so frustrated with something, it's like, I'm just done. And this guy right here, he's going to get pushed off to the side right now. We'll get back to that one, though. There will be a conclusion video on this thing completed. As you can see, it is mostly completed, but I don't even want to do another video on it until the thing actually works correctly. But let's get back to Project Bastard. So it's an 89 Indy 650 hood, a 92 chassis. It's going to have a 96 motor in it, and then everything in between, from a different seat, gas tank. I'm maybe do like an XCR gas tank on it and stuff. I like those tanks because you can kind of slide up tighter into the front of the seat then. So it'll have a very unique look when I'm done. I'm going to try and refrain from going totally nuts on it, but anybody that knows me, that's impossible. I'm not going to sandblast it, I know that, but I might mask it off and scuff it, at least repaint the tunnel because it shows a lot of wear in here, and I'm sure I can do something here to doll it up a little bit, but I'm going to try and keep the original graphics on it and stuff. Maybe fix them up a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I can find this RXL SKS decal on eBay or something. I'll buy it, and then that way I can just repaint the whole back of the tunnel extension and stuff back there. I'll end up repainting the bumpers. I might even try to find a snow flap that says the red Polaris on there. Those were killer. Those were awesome. I love them things. So I'll have to go through the rear skid. I also have a set of Fox shocks that I bought off of Vintage Sleds also. They were out of a 91 XCR 440, so I'll have to switch the springs out and stuff on them. But I have a set of 8-inch stroke Fox shocks that are going to go in here, front and rear. It's going to be a fun sled. Really excited about it if you can't tell. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a windshield yet. I'm getting older and I get cold easy. Might put a little bit taller windshield on it. These things here back in the day, everybody had to have one. Man, you froze with them things. I can't deal with that anymore. My hands get too dang cold. So there might have to be a little bit more. We'll have to get that windshield up in here or something. And maybe out in there somewhere too. We'll see. Another thing I got to show you quick, and I'm going to do just a complete video on this one. 94 RXL. I bought this thing in the spring. Got a screaming deal on it. My son Trenton was kind of looking at adding a sled to the fleet as an extra sled, you know, that anybody could get on and ride. And he was looking at sleds, and I'm like, God, I don't want to add another sled into our fleet. We already have way too many. I said, how about you take over ownership of it? You do the work that needs to be done to it, and it's pretty minimal. But this thing's just gorgeous. I mean, it's got this blue metal flake hood on it. They did this in 1 year only. I love the look of it. He's got to do something with the seat cover. It shrank. See how it shrank up here, and it started to rip it up there. So we're going to see what we can do with it. If we can steam this thing and maybe stretch it back out, I'm not sure, but it's just a bummer because the seat cover is in really good shape on it yet. Pretty awesome little snowmobile. It's got low miles on it. It's got great carbide studs in it. Excellent carbides on the wear rods on the skis. It's got Fox shocks in it. He did some work onto it yesterday that it needs a little bit more, but that thing's close to firing. We'll do a walk around and a startup on that sled, but 94 RXL. I just wanted to show that in the video here. And he swiped one of my takeoff windshields because here's my concern with the windshield, why I didn't want to put it on Project Bastard, the height thing. Remember, I'm talking, we got to be up here. It's got this thing going, but it doesn't have this up here. But that's 94 RXL. Pretty special sled, but like I said, I passed it on to him, and you know, it'll stay around as an extra sled, and he wants to try and keep some of the miles down on a storm, so he wants to ride this thing a little bit too, so, which is great. Like I said, anybody can get on that thing and ride it. My daughters or whoever's with, and we need an extra sled. But stay tuned. The building of Project Bastard has begun. I just started it yesterday by yanking it out of the weeds, pressure washed it, set the hood on it to get a kind of a look at what's going to go on here. This is going to move forward at a pretty rapid pace because I'm excited on this one. So stay tuned, guys. Please comment, share the videos. I love when the videos get shared. People get to see this stuff then. Talk to you later.